Hey, welcome. welcome to our party launch. It's Nicola Grace here, joined with my partner in crime. Can we say that?
Yes,
Marie
sure.
Blades.
Hey guys.
We are so excited that you are here. For those of you who are here live, yay, thank you for your time. For those of you watching the replay, we really appreciate you taking the time to learn all about the Quantum Freedom NFT project. And we're also going to be sharing our journey and teaching for those of you who are interested in investing in NFTs and those of you interested in creating your own, giving you some hot tips along the way. I'm going to be doing most of the talking since I'm the head of the project, and Anne-Marie is our creator.
Yeah.
She's our creative, and but we definitely want to hear from you, Anne-Marie, so we'll get going. So today what we're going to go over is an industry overview of what is going on in the NFT industry, so that you've got a a context for everything. And then we're going to talk a little bit about our collection first. Then what to look for, like if you wanted to get into the NFT space and wanted to use it as a way for investing, what do you need to look for in a project? And that's when we'll really go into what we're doing, because we looked at what investors were looking for in a project and went, these are all relevant to us. We want to incorporate this into what we're doing. Why you need a winning concept if you are a creator, and why the big picture is important. We're going to talk about how to get that 30% discount, which actually it ends today. So for those of you live, that's still available for you today. And then why IRL matters and what the heck is IRL. And that's really exciting for us, isn't it, Anne-Marie?
Yeah.
Yeah, because we're going to be doing a lot of IRLs as part of servicing the community, talking about our future plans, the roadmap, and then we're going to answer your questions. So I think I want to start by, those of you here live in the chat, what is your interest in NFTs, if any? Are you looking at wanting to maybe invest in some as a way of hedging against inflation or making extra cryptocurrency? Or are you interested maybe as a creator using it to create a, yeah, Adrian says, let's do both. Yeah. Looking at being a creator and actually doing something to what we've done, because we're totally open and excited about teaching what we're learning as we learn it. And we have learned a lot, haven't we?
We have learned so much.
We've learned so much.
It's been a curve.
Yeah, it's been a I'd say it's been a steep incline.
Yeah.
So let's start by looking at our collection, the Quantum Freedom NFT collection. Yay, we're calling it the world's first paradigm shifting, what do we call it? Yeah, the world's first paradigm shifting collection of photography based on freedom consciousness. And what we're doing in our collection, as I just scroll down here a little bit, let's get this out of the way here, is bringing light from the photography. Most of the photography is mine. Anne-Marie's photography is going to come in on the second, wave. And we're using light. Like in my photography, I've traveled around the world and I love capturing light wherever I see light, even if it means I'm getting overexposure, because in the camera, when you do the overexposure, usually in photography, that's a bad thing. But for consciousness, it's a portal of energy and a portal of light. So we don't care.
So it's a physical, like it's a visual representation of light.
Yeah.
So it's like a strong signifier.
Yeah, strong visual. Yeah. And so you'll see that in every one of our NFTs, we're bringing in the light, and the story of the whole collection is light consciousness comes in from nature to wake up humanity and bring us into a true sense of freedom consciousness. And for us, freedom consciousness is not, you're free to do whatever you want, which means you can hurt people. That's actually not freedom at all. That's addiction or wounding, right?
Yep.
Freedom consciousness is where you're sovereign you're self-realized, and in that self-realization, you know that you are love, you come from love, everything you do comes from love. So therefore the world is going to completely transform when everybody has freedom consciousness, because they're all going to be coming from love and acting from love, not from wounding or not from programming and so on and so forth. So that's the overall concept. And where the monkeys come in is because we're talking about consciousness. If we want to create a paradigm shift where we have love on the planet, where we have freedom consciousness, we need to get to tipping point or reach critical mass. And there was a Japanese experiment last century that observed monkeys that had been dropping, the scientists had been dropping dirty potatoes on the beach to watch what would happen. And then one of the monkeys, the first one called Macaca Fiscata, who actually happens to be our first sale of our NFT, picked it up and ate it. And the monkeys ate these dirty potatoes until Emo came along, a little 18-month-old female, and washed the potato before eating it. Got ridiculed because she was doing something different from the tribe, right? And she started teaching the other younger monkeys, teaching her mother, and then the younger monkeys started teaching their mothers, and then the men started coming along, and then, you know, the older members of the tribe. When it reached critical mass, a paradigm shift happened, and that consciousness simultaneously was felt in another island, completely different from the one that these monkeys were on, and they started washing their dirty potatoes before eating them. So behavior shifted because consciousness shifted, and when consciousness gets to critical mass, there's like these simultaneous changes that happen around the world. That was the theory that was born out of that experiment. So the 100th monkey is the name of critical mass. It doesn't literally mean 100 monkeys. Yeah. It's like, it just represents critical mass. So this was actually something that Anne-Marie did. Do you want to talk a little bit about why and how you added the monkeys? Because this wasn't originally in our collection, right?
No, I just, I always like to bring a bit of fun to things. And my creative brain just plays. So we had the photos, and we started talking about the story of the 100th monkey, and then I was like, well, the 100th monkey should be in the picture, right? Yeah. Like, why not? And I don't know, I feel like also monkeys bring a sense of joy. And yeah, there's so many stories around monkeys. So yeah, I just ended up doing these other lots, putting the monkey on top of the picture, and yeah, it creates a really different feel.
It does. And there's let's scroll down and keep going down and looking at our collection. We have two different sizes. So there's going to be portrait, landscape, and the monkeys are square, just because that's the way that it worked out. So we've basically got 10 themes of light that you can either get portrait, landscape, and or with the monkey, and then you can get them with the consciousness imprint that we've put on there. I'm just seeing, here's Emo. This is the first monkey, little monkey that washed their potato. And yeah, so those are the monkeys. And then we've got trinities, where we've got three, you know, the trinities all in one. So you can either get those separately and have the trinity separately, or you can get them all in one landscape photo. So we're going to have a look at some of those a little bit later. So yeah, so those are the main themes. And we have one video. We're looking at adding more videos where it's basically the video of the light with some kind of paradigm shifting thing that affects that consciousness shift. And yeah, so I think we'll talk a little bit more about that. The imprints, like some of them will have imprints on them. Let's have a look at this one. And this imprint here, we've done a lot of ceremony on that, and we will talk a bit about that later. And you can see that that right in there is where the consciousness imprint is. So every one of our NFTs has, we've called it artwork for those who are just art collectors, and you can just collect it because you like the photo, or for those of you who are more into the consciousness and the whole project of the 100th monkey, wanting to bring about freedom consciousness, then you're probably going to want to get the imprinted one. And the imprinted ones are a little bit cheaper than the art ones, simply because they are a little bit lower resolution. And every one of our NFTs comes with an unlockable, which includes
wallpapers, and there's also a printable, and you also get a set of affirmations that we've kind of programmed into the artwork.
Yeah. So we'll come back to the collection and answer any of your questions in just a moment. I want to take a moment to just go and have a look at, let me just get these out of the way, at the industry overall, to give you an idea that while there are some skeptics that say, oh, this is just a fad, we say this is an industry of innovators, and the innovation is just exploding in all sorts of different directions. We have no idea what it's going to end up being, because there's so much going on in the industry, because these are creators, right?
Yep.
And creators create, and they're always innovating. But this is off of a news site that says here, trading in NFT spiked 21,000% to more than 17 billion in 2021, says some report, right? So this is a billion-dollar industry, and there are already millionaires being made, both on the creators creating their NFTs and traders trading the NFTs, right? And NFTs now can be anything. You can NFT your ebook, you can NFT your music, a video, a photograph, some artwork, a concept, a quote. Like, there's all sorts.
It's just a new creative space.
Yeah.
It's a new creative space, and it's got that new energy to it. And it's kind of like, we're just going to see how it's going to develop. And I don't know, with the whole crypto world, it feels like this new expansive thing.
Yeah. And
so.
Michelle, I know Michelle is watching, from Michelle and Andrew, a very famous TikTok group. You want to go follow them on TikTok. They talk a lot about their life and their travels as a is it neurodiversion, or dealing with autism, what have you. Great following. Any one of your most viral TikTok videos could be repurposed into an NFT for your community. World of Women is one of my favorite projects because of the innovation that has happened, and we're mirroring a lot of what we're doing to some degree. These were some artists that got together to create different women of different, diversities, to celebrate the diversity in women around the world. And what's happened as a result of this project going viral is Reese Witherspoon, the American actress, and her production company are now doing deals with these guys to look at creating television programs and maybe even movies using the characters out of World of Women.
Yeah.
So that's just one, one innovation that has happened, which I think is really, really exciting. I'm super excited about that project. Stay Free was Edward Snowden had put together his indictment papers of his NFT with an outline of his face here. This sold, guys, for $53 million. $53 million. Yeah. And so we think that freedom and the concept of freedom obviously is worth millions. But our NFTs are most of them are under 1,000. Yeah. I know one day they may be worth millions. I don't know, but I just thought that was really super, super interesting to have a look at that. Does anybody have any questions? Sorry about that. I thought I turned my phone off. Let me just turn it off here. Does anybody have any questions so far on anything about the industry before we go on to talk about what to look for when you're investing? Any questions? happy to answer any questions you have. Feel free to, as questions arise, just stick it in the chat. And for those of you who are watching the replay, if you go to our Twitter, which is freedom, it's Quantum Freedom NFTs, but the handle is freedom_quantum, and we'd love for you to follow. You can private message us and ask us questions there. Very happy to help you out. It's one of the great things about the NFT space is it's really community orientated, and everybody's helping everybody out, which I really love. So no questions on anything we're saying so far. Okay, I'm just there we go. Turn my phone off so we don't keep getting disturbed. Okay, awesome. So wow, our prices are up now. Look at that. Oh, that one hasn't been released. So this is really cool about a launch. You'll see, oh, we missed here, we skipped here.
It's been, yeah, like all the ins and outs, and you know, like when we do our next wave, it'll be so much smoother because we'll know what to expect, everything from the tech to the the graphics to everything. Yeah.
And we did a lot of our learning just by watching all of the videos on YouTube, and some of them are outdated. So when you go to the profile and they go, just click the button on the right hand side, and you go, there's no button on the right hand side. It's really cool. So one of the things we have learned about on what to look for when you are investing in NFTs really kind of centers around the community and whether or not you feel the project idea has longevity. Like I think CryptoPunks was one of the first to be a $1 million NFT. And it's a pop culture. I mean, the art itself is very simple, but it's the pop culture that people bought into to be part of it. And there are people that have made a lot of money on that.
Yeah, people flip them.
They've flipped them, and some are collectors, and they're holding onto them for the long term because they want to be part of the pop culture. So if you're an investor and you're looking at wanting to make sure that your investment is going to, this floaty thing here really peeves me. It's really going to take off for you. You want to be looking at the roadmap of any project to decide whether or not it's going to give you the longevity so that the value of the NFT increases. And what we've done with our roadmap, let me just scroll down. Here we go here. When you become one of our collectors, you're part of a roadmap that, like at the moment, getting something that's rare, because each one and every one of the NFTs is a limited edition. So you want to look for projects that give you limited editions or some rarity about it, and not have hundreds and thousands of the exact same image out there, because it loses its rareability. And when our first wave sells out, once it's sold, anybody who has any of the NFTs within that collection is going to be able to flip their NFT if they want to for a higher price than what it last sold at, because of that rarity. So when you're looking at our project, when you're looking at any other project, you want to look for the rareability of it, because it's going to be more likely to increase in value. And once a project is sold out, when all of the NFTs get resold, the price just keeps going up and up, and so that's a way that obviously you can make money from your NFT. We also want to inspire people into the story of being part of the community to raise consciousness on the planet. I mean, my heart is breaking at the moment. I find it really difficult dealing with the emotions of what's going on in the whole Ukraine-Russia on both sides. You've got innocent people on both sides. And if freedom consciousness was in the planet, we wouldn't have these control dramas playing out, right?
It's really poignant right now.
Yeah, really
So.
poignant. And you know, not to mention, you know, people have been losing their freedoms. There are women in India that can't leave the village because they're shackled. This is not India world, you know, wide, but there is just tiny little remote pockets of the world where women are shackled and they can't leave their village because the men are afraid that they'll leave them. And so rather than behave well, so the women won't leave them, they shackle them. You know, there's human trafficking going on. There's, you know, countries that are being invaded, countries that have dictators. People don't have freedom. So we feel that to inspire people around freedom consciousness is really important for our collectors as well. So I think too, Anne-Marie, don't you agree?
Yeah, and I just kind of wanted to say, like, I feel like, you know, there's been a lot of contraction going on with, you know, we've gone through COVID, we've had all this, and everybody is like, I think by reminding people they have freedom and they have choice and they have, you know, it starts that conversation up of being expansive again and building up and being out in the world. And I think that's kind of a really important part of it as well. It's like it's not all like bad stuff. There's like, freedom brings, you know, like, apart from actually having freedom, what it brings is new ideas, new creation, new this, new that. Like, so I think there's a really expansive side to it that we need to embrace and be reminded about. Like right now, I think it's,
freedom consciousness brings innovation. It's love, so it's going to be very collaborative and cooperative. And if you look at the NFT project Women of Worlds and the collaboration that's happened there and all the innovation that's come out of it, that's just one example that could happen in geopolitics, for example. So I personally, I think as an investor, I need to be inspired, whether I'm buying cryptocurrency, choosing which coins to buy in the altcoins, whether I'm looking at my NFTs. I want to be inspired to something bigger. And that comes down to our next thing. What, you know, like, why do you need the big picture? Because everybody today wants to feel like they're part of something bigger. Yeah, they want
100%.
Yeah, they're wanting to feel like they're contributing to creating a better world. So I think looking for NFTs that inspire you with your values and that inspire a bigger picture, so that when you become part of that community, you're contributing to a much bigger, a bigger picture, a more expansive, you know, like expansive vision of how the world could be. I think that's important. And I think that when the fads die down, like when the fads die down of dots in the middle of a page or something that really don't have any value other than the pop culture, when that fad dies down, it'll be the quality, the inspiration, the storylines, and the community that is doing something, I think will be what wins. It'll have longevity.
There's a place for pop culture.
Totally.
I love pop culture. But there's also bigger conversations than pop culture as well. So, and it's good to start the initiation of those conversations.
Totally. We may start pop culture with macaca fiscata and an emo. We don't know. We'll see.
I like to have fun with stuff. So
she's the fun police. The other thing you want to look at as an investor is, does it have utility? So is it just going to be a piece of artwork that sits on the blockchain in your wallet, or is there some kind of a utility case for it? And at the moment, there's NFTs where they're looking at being able to stake, so that you're earning crypto or you're earning rewards or something for staking the NFT. There's galleries that are being galleries that are being created with NFTs in the metaverse, so that people from all over the world can come to that one gallery and experience whatever they want to experience. At the moment, our utility is the downloadables that you've got, plus we're in the process of putting together an app whereby people with the NFTs will be able to use the NFT to log into the app, where you will get all of the teachings and trainings and healings we're doing on freedom consciousness. A lot of work that I've been doing in quantum activism is going in there. So there'll be, really cool stuff where you can really master your own ability to influence consciousness, to raise consciousness, to manifest or materialize, because it's all using the same utility of our being that brings that about, and then how perhaps you can send out waves of consciousness to create shifts of change on the planet. The other utility we're looking at doing, we've already bought land, and I don't know if I'm going to be able to show you. I've got stuff reserved in Victoria, virtual reality. And the reason why I chose this metaverse is if you have a look at the graphics, they're more true to life than a lot of the other cartoon metaverses out there. So I'm invested in this project, as well as getting ready to purchase land here. I've already got reservations on things for when that gets launched. I've also purchased land in Upland, and I think we'll just get rid of that. I think I had to log in. Oops, sorry, because it was, I am not a robot. Oh, sorry about this, guys. We couldn't do this before we launch and get this ready because they were under maintenance, and so now we're doing it live with you. So that'll be something that I will clip out of the replay. I bought 3 pieces of property in Montecito, or Montecito, however you want to pronounce it, in LA. And if you come here into LA, am I in LA? No, that's Fresno. Where's LA? Bakersfield, here's LA here. So at the moment, Upland they only kind of have a vague plan to go meta, but they're going to be going meta. There's just no question that they're not. So I bought 3 properties. I've bought one particularly right on the ocean front here, not ocean front, excuse me, the riverfront. And this is what we want to eventually turn into our art gallery, so that when it goes meta, we can, oh, what's going on here? It's not loading for whatever reason, but it's on Homer Street in Montecito, right opposite the river. So when the art gallery is there, we can start having IRLs, which is in real life events that will allow us to have all of our collectors meet each other, right? Because IRL, or in real life, is becoming a really important aspect of the community. We meet online, we meet on the metaverse, and now we want to meet in person. Mm-hmm. Yep. So we're really excited about that development. So you want to be thinking about these things when you're looking at whether or not to invest, right? Is there going to be utility? Is there going to be longevity? Is this a community that's going to continue to get served? Because if it is, and if it's an idea that goes past the launch, then it's going to be, there's going to be much more ability for you to increase your investment and to have it be more valuable. Do you want to talk about the, oh, look, she's looking at me like, oh,
no, I'm like, what do you want to talk about? No, I can talk. What do you want to talk about?
Do you want to talk about the actual physicality of the NFTs? Because have we got anybody here who's thinking about creating their own NFT project? Yes, no, stick in the chat. Kelly, yeah, Kelly's doing some with me as well. NG, I don't know who NG is.
Hey, NG.
Hi, NG. It would be great to know what your first name is. But we've learned a lot in the creation, haven't we? Do you want to just talk a little bit about that?
Yeah, so basically, I'm pretty new to the whole NFT world. But I've been in the creative space my whole life. So for me, when this started, it was really exciting, but it was quite a big learning curve, because I was still working out how it ran and what to do and all that stuff. So I guess first thing to do is get a really clear picture of what you're doing, both in the practical but also in the visual, and quality, sizings, uploads, even down to like internet. Yeah, you know, like you could be uploading massive files and have lags, and all that technical kind of computer stuff is really important, especially if things are time sensitive. So like when we're loading up to do minting and all these other things. So I would say before you start, get a really long list. do your research, jump on YouTube, jump on other sites, and get a really long list of kind of the things you need before you start.
Yeah.
Because we did quite a lot of back and forth in, because we started doing something and I would edit all this stuff, and then we'd be like, oh, we actually realized we need to do this. Then you have to re-edit, and kind of like it's a process. So the next wave we do, we're going to be like, all right, this is what you need to do, blah, 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 blah.
It's going to be so much easier.
Yeah. So, and you know, that is any creative process and any digital process as well. So, you know, it's all part of the fun. And we'll give you tips and pointers.
Yeah,
and we're
totally.
going to write that stuff down.
Yeah, totally.
Yeah.
So, good job. I like the monkeys. Oh, thanks, Adrian. Yeah. We had challenges with internet in the beginning because Anne-Marie was in the jungle in Costa Rica.
Living off grid, in the jungle at a permaculture farm.
and even when we were meeting and discussing concepts and what have you, that was really difficult because the internet would keep dropping out. So hot tip for any creators that are in partnership with somebody, go away for the weekend, right? Which is what we did. To solidify your relationship with each other and put your business plan together, do your roadmap, put your storyboard together, because we had fun doing that, right? And we went to Punta Leona in Costa Rica, and we ended up taking a whole lot of photos, which we're going to be turning into NFTs for you as well. So while we were planning our first wave, we were taking photos and getting ready for our second wave. It was really awesome. So we highly recommend that if you're in partnership with somebody, go away for the weekend and do all of your brainstorming and also relationship building, have a couple of meals together.
And concept, like you will find the concept you start out with, it will evolve and it will change. And, you know, it's like anything. It's kind of like, there's a whole relationship being formed, you with the artwork, you with kind of the story. Even with us, there was lots of like ethics stuff and, you know, like really getting real clarity on the vision. And because ours is energetically based as well, we had to get really clear on that side of it and the ritual side of it. And, you know, it's all, there's a lot of things to discuss and tick, and, you know, like it's, you know, it's a growth.
Totally. So I've got somebody saying, can you give an update on Bitcoin, please? This is a launch party for our NFT collection. So we're going to be talking about NFTs in this video, but definitely if you're in our Discord server, I will be definitely doing an update on Bitcoin later on this afternoon. No worries. We're happy to have you here. So let's talk about your 30% discount because it expires today. And I created a blog really early this morning to show you how it works. If you go to here, how to buy our NFTs, let me just walk you through this. Chat. I'm going to drop the link there. Replay video, it's underneath. If you're watching the replay after the launch, the floor price will be raised, so it might not, you might not have, I think it was at 5 o'clock this afternoon, so you might not get in if you're watching the replay before the end of the whitelist. But for those of you who got whitelisted, which is everybody here, if you go if you go over to the blog post, this is going to show you how you're going to buy the NFTs. And if you click whitelist price list, that's going to have the prices that you can get them at, which are 30% below the price that is listed on OpenSea. So if you were to go over here and you go, you know what, I want to get this one here. This is the portrait version. You're going to see a different screen from me because I'm logged into my account. Let's see if we can go over and do this on another one. Maybe. No, you can't. You've got to be logged in. You're going to see a buy now, and you're also going to see a button here that says make offer. You're going to click that make offer button, and you're going to put in the floor price that we're giving you, because that's the only price that will be accepted. And that will work for you. Where are we? It's downloading. This takes a long time to download because it's got all of the NFT, what do you call it? Internet versions. These are not NFTs themselves. They are just a lower resolution, but there's a lot of photos in there that you can look at, and underneath the photo, it's going to have the price, and it's going to have the how much Ethereum for the whitelist, and then the price that it is on, or the Ethereum price that it's on OpenSea. And you'll see that most of them are a 30% discount. Some of them are more than 30%. Is this going to open up for us? Great. It is. Here it is here. See how we've got, it's 405 ETH for the launch. And this one in particular is 315 for Ethereum. And if you just go through each and every one of them, some of them are only 0.25. Yeah, you can have a look at that, and then put that in, make that offer, and go through that process. It's a bit of a rigmarole. Kelly, you've actually already purchased one. Do you want to talk to us a little bit about what it was like? Come on video and talk about what it was like to go through the make an offer process, because you were the first one that we did. Where is she? Yay, there she is. Hi.
Hey.
Yeah, it was pretty exciting. I had no experience with MetaMask or OpenSea or NFTs. It was my first NFT purchase, and it was a learning experience. And there's some good resources out there as far as instruction, and I just followed the instructions and got past my little bumps, and then I was the proud owner of my little monkey NFT, which I absolutely love, and I've been showing to everybody.
Thank you. Yeah, Kelly got Macaca fuscata, which was the first female monkey observed in the Japanese experiment we told you about earlier in the launch. And we thought it was awesome that a female monkey on International Women's Day, purchased by a female, was our very first NFT mint. So we were really excited about that. That was we didn't plan for that, but that was really nice. Thank you, Kelly.
Yeah, you're very welcome.
Yeah. So yeah, it can be a bit intimidating buying an NFT, because it's language you've never heard of before, and it's stuff that in you, so you go, oh, am I going to click the wrong button, and is it going to, am I going to get ripped off, or lots of stuff goes through your mind. That's why the link that we've got here in the chat here, if you click that now so that it's up, it walks you through the process with videos. And if you don't quite know what's going on, I always recommend that you have Google open and you Google like IRL. I keep saying IRL, and I'm going, what the heck does IRL mean? It's like, oh, it means in real life. And in real life is going to become really important in the NFT space, because we're all digital, and we're going to crave that connection to meet in real life. GM was another one, right? GM, good morning.
Yeah.
Good morning.
Yeah.
So you're going to want Google open or DuckDuckGo, whichever browser you use to do quite a lot of searching. And your brain might swell a bit because you've got so much that you're learning. But I think it's well worth it. I think that it is a community that is worth being part of. There are already things happening in the community whereby you can get into certain events with an NFT, sort of like scanning a QR code. NFTs are going to become the next wave of that. And it's good to be on the leading edge, because when you're at the bottom floor, obviously, it's a lot cheaper to get into than it is once if you drag your feet. Yeah. The link I sent you is for the Zoom meeting. Oh, thank you for that. Let me. Here it is here. How to buy our NFTs on OpenSea. Now, you can Adrian, I'll talk to you a little bit about this afterwards because we're going to stay on board afterwards to have a chat. But you can buy the, what am I trying to say here?
Oh, what are we up
It's
to?
5 p.m. UTC time. Oh no, I've got the wrong time. By the end of the day, let's make it to midnight. Right?
Okay, yeah,
We'll just make it to midnight.
Yeah.
Midnight tonight in some time zone somewhere. So we better choose a time zone.
Yeah, we'll work that
Pacific.
out.
Pacific. Let's do it. US Pacific. We're in Costa Rica. Yeah, we've been saying 5 p.m. but we're in Costa Rica, so let's make it midnight. So you've got till midnight Pacific time zone to get those discounts, that 30% discount off your NFT, and make that offer. And again, totally happy for you to reach out to us on Discord. For those of you who are in our Discord community, Twitter, going on to Twitter, private message, we can help you with that. How did it go with you, Kelly, yesterday? I helped you through that process, right? I was there with you, walking you through all of those steps because I was learning it as she was doing it as well.
Yeah, that was awesome. It was nice to be working in real time, and I kept sending you screenshots of, okay, here's what came up next, and just work through it. I mean, like you said, don't be afraid of clicking the wrong thing. Just take your time, read what's on the screen, follow instructions, and just get as much guidance as you can, and just do it, and it'll work.
Yeah, I put videos on that link there. And let me just go through that. Just quickly go through that with you. My screen is dirty. Yeah, so if we come up to the top, there's somebody's got a video there. There's links to go over to OpenSea, MetaMask. You can use Coinbase and you can use a number of other as well, but I think MetaMask is one of the better ones. It's easier and it's used everywhere. And also we're on the Polygon network, so it's Ethereum on the Polygon, so that you're not paying huge fees. Kelly, you didn't pay much fees, did you? It was like a couple of dollars or something, right?
Yeah, it was really cheap.
Really cheap. Yeah. And so we recommend doing MetaMask for that reason, because it's set up for Polygon and it's just a lot easier. So there's how to get an account on OpenSea and MetaMask is on this page. Also, how to send Ethereum to your MetaMask wallet, then how to transfer it to the Polygon or the POS in MetaMask, which you need to do because we're on the Polygon network. So when you're buying it, you're getting you're needing to have that ETH transferred, and this link here is going to show you how to do that. Kelly found it really easy. If you want help, you can reach out to us on Twitter or Discord, and we can be there with you, going backwards and forwards with you as you go through it. You want to pick your favorite one, and on that note, when you're in OpenSea and you're trying to do anything, like if you're wanting to heart something, for example, and it says you're not logged in, but you're logged into OpenSea, that actually means you're not logged into your wallet and it's not connected to OpenSea. So you've got to go over up here to the wallet there and then make the connection. Yeah. So that is that on that. Yeah. So then as I've said here, you've got the instructions on how to make an offer are on this page. It's pretty easy. You just click the offer button and you go through the process. And then the whitelist price list is there so that you can choose, you want the whitelist price, and that's what you put into the offer because that's what we've got programmed in to accept. And unfortunately, I'm so sorry if you're watching the replay of this and it's not open to you. We are open to offers, but the floor price will be higher once we go into the launch. And then once that's happened, you wait for the offer to be accepted. You'll get a notification that it's accepted. You can go in and then mint your NFT over to your wallet, as well as you'll see downloadables. You want to click those downloadables first, so you can download your screenshot, your screen. What do you call that? Screen background, screen. Oh no, wallpaper. That's it. I was stuck on screen. the wallpaper version, as well as the printable version, as well as those affirmations. And with the affirmations, this is just what we're finally going to leave you on, talking about the consciousness imprint that we've got. People who are really energy sensitive can feel the imprint of consciousness that we've done on the NFTs. And the affirmations that go along with that is part of your downloadables. So here's one, and you'll find in the bottom left or right hand corner, there's going to be a human brain, the neural net of the brain, and we've done ceremony. Do you want to talk a little bit about the ceremony we did for that? We've been high on cacao for a couple of weeks using plant medicine and stuff.
So yeah, we've done numerous cacao ceremonies, and we've done lots of programming. We went on a shamanic journey. We've just been, and the energy, we've been doing so much cleansing, and we've really kind of sat into the affirmations that you'll receive, and there's been so much energy work. It's almost hard to, it's like every day we've done something, and it's been very precise.
Very, very precise. So we cleansed ourselves, we prepared ourselves going into the ceremony. We did after the shamanic journey, we started looking at what is the level of consciousness and energy that we want to imprint. And I got downloaded, like, leave that up to the soul of the person who's collecting the NFT. It's just an overarching concept of freedom consciousness, right? Which is connection to self-realization, sovereignty, and love. And then everything else gets sorted out from there. And the freedom affirmations we've got are really just to solidify your conscious awareness around where you want to be at in your own freedom. Because one of the reasons why I got into this project was that I was a bit worried that I was going to lose my freedom, and I got really worried about it there for a while. And then I watched something from Crypto Casey and on NFTs, and she said, well, I heard her say, it turns out she actually didn't say it, she said something different, but I heard her say, once you have an NFT, it can never be taken away from you. I mean, can never be taken away from you. What if we have an NFT around freedom? So if you own the NFT and you on freedom, your freedom can never be taken away from you. And it's goosebumps on that one. And so that's kind of like a fun little thing that happened in my mind around that. And then the whole project was born out of that. That was quite fun. And then my mind just went crazy because I'm a creator as well. In the profile, the wealth dynamics profile of Roger Hamilton, I am a creator. And my mind just starts creating and creating. And so I went, well, hang on a second, if we're going to be talking about that, we can bring in the whole concept of collective consciousness and critical mass, which is quantum activism, right? That's using quantum physics to be active towards something that you care about, i.e. I care about freedom consciousness. And then, that whole concept of collective, what we focus on individually manifests, what we focus on collectively manifests faster. Ooh, goosebumps on that one. Yeah. So if we're all together collecting the freedom NFTs and you're logging into the app once we get that launched, and we're focusing on that collectively, we can speed up the utopia that we want to bring to earth, which we're calling freedom positive utopia. And we're calling it freedom positive to divorce it from the concept of freedom, I can do whatever I want, which is actually not freedom. Yeah, it's kind of like a bit weird version. So all of this discussion and all of these ideas were imprinted into that watermark here, so that when you're collecting it and you're looking at it, you can use it in meditation. You can just tune into it. You're connecting with the collective to raise the consciousness around the concept of freedom consciousness, to eventually, we've got Emu, Macaca Fiscata, their mothers, the whole tribe doing it, right? In terms of human terms. So a lot of us doing that. to create some kind of paradigm shift that then sonic booms out, which is just basically like that. Sonic booms out that consciousness around the world. So we've got spontaneous freedoms happening all over the world from that space of love and self realization.
And starting the conversations.
Yes.
Like conversation is energy, it expands, you know. I think it's just important to, like, you've just got to keep keeping this information, this talk, this, like, you know, it's,
yeah.
do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, because we want to create a community, and the community is going to keep talking, it's going to keep growing, and then we can bring like more things coming in.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah, and I think that's a really important point, Anne-Marie. Starting the conversation about what freedom actually is really important, because right now the conflict is based on fear of freedom because they don't understand what freedom really is. And when you think of Burke, if any of you know anything about the ideas that started to be born leading up to the French Revolution, the conversation had to start with somebody saying this, and then, you know, all men are created equal, right? Forgot to mention women, but, you know, that came later.
Yeah.
But the conversation has to start somewhere. And so we're also wanting to start the conversation across the board. Well, what is freedom, right? Here we are fighting to maintain a free society, and yet it's not a free society. It's a very controlled society. So what is freedom?
And getting a tribe.
Yeah.
Getting a tribe that all believes in this expansive idea of freedom, not this, you know, I keep saying expand and constrict, and that's kind of what we want. The expanse, we want the conversations, we want the community, we want new projects to come in that are going to bring more freedom and more conversation about it, you know, and all that creates the energy to change the world. Yeah. So it's like a small conversation that is a massive conversation. Yeah. You know?
Yeah, totally.
Yeah.
Yeah. So if you're beginning, the best thing to do is to get an NFT under $1,000. And if you're wanting to do that with Ethereum, it's a really good idea to do it, because we may see a spike in the Ethereum price coming up in the next couple of weeks. So I would say the next few days is the best time to do that, and get something under $1,000. Go through the process so that you know what you're doing, and get familiar with it, and get familiar with what people are doing. NGC, can you suggest a good NFT project? Quantum Freedom NFTs, mostly because we're in launch, and so it is much cheaper for you to get in now than it will be in the next month, right? Because we're building, we're doing interviews, we've got a lot planned over the next month to really push the value up. And obviously, you know, we can't tell you what to invest in because it's our project and that's against our law. But in my opinion, I think our project is worthy just because of the concepts on it, being part of the community. I think it's a really good first NFT to get involved in, which is what Kelly was talking about. But, you know, some of my favorite projects are the Pangians. Another Fishy Fam is another one of my favorites. And WOW, obviously, World of Women. Those are three of my favorites.
Positive based ones, you know?
Yeah, people that are wanting to bring positivity. Oh, the Lucky Buddha Club is also fun too. They're teaching Dharma and Buddhist principles using NFTs. So that they're some of my favorite. But I mean, obviously we're biased because we're wanting to build a community to get this consciousness train running and build the wave of consciousness that's going to free people on the planet and, you know, get to that freedom, positive utopia. We're really passionate about that. Awesome.
Yeah.
So thanks so much for listening. Does anybody have any other questions? We're totally open now for the next 5 minutes at least to answer questions. You can't wait to get my NFTs on that train. Yes. Well, it's a good idea. We can create an NFT train in our metaverse.
I love that.
Yeah. Oh, I write that down.
Train.
Thanks, Kelly. NFT train. And see, this is the thing about a project, you know, especially for you creators. Once you get going, you start getting millions of ideas coming at you of what you can do. And you just need to go back to your values and go back to your time and the lifestyle that you want and pick the ideas that are going to support all of that. Otherwise, you're going to burn yourself out with too many fantastic ideas. Yeah.
Balance.
Totally balanced.
That's all about balance. Yeah.
Does anybody else have any other questions? Linda, I know like this is something that would be good for you, you know, like NFTs, the music industry getting really involved in NFTs, and with your chanting, you know, putting up MP3s as NFTs. We just got goosebumps. I think you're going to do that. I think you're going to end up doing your own NFT creation. Then that would be, I think, of value for you to really investigate in being a creator. Adrian, you could be doing stuff on snowboarding, easy. I'm piloting a training program at the moment. I'm taking 3 people through our process of what we did to create the concept of our NFT, storyboard it, put the marketing plan together and launch it. And after we have done that pilot program, we will be opening that up to the general public to get training from us. As well as help with the marketing, because we're going to be able to give you so many contacts and context for how you want to approach things. So stay tuned for that. Maybe we can discuss that at dinner. Oh, absolutely, Linda. Happy birthday! Oh my goodness, Linda, it's your birthday. Happy birthday, Linda. Yeah, we can do raw vegan on a beach during sunset. Absolutely. Yes, there's lots of raw vegan places here in Costa Rica. So you're going to have to come down to, like, talking about in real life, we're looking at doing a retreat on quantum activism, quantum consciousness, on this whole idea of freedom consciousness, and training practitioners into that. We just got goosebumps here in Costa Rica. So that's one of our in real life things that are going to be available for those of you who are going to be our NFT collectors. Awesome. Happy birthday, Linda. Does anybody else have any other questions? No? Totally happy to speak privately to you as well if you want to reach out to us. If you're not on our Twitter, we are I would tell you now, if you're going to be a creator, you need to be on Twitter, and it is not easy these days to build Twitter because of their really strict rules and timing and all sorts of stuff there. Yeah. But it is worth being on because it's an awesome community. So we would love for you to click onto the Twitter at Quantum Freedom, and then you can join us there. For NG, I am happy for you to share your NFTs if you've got any. Are they NFTs or are they pictures you're thinking of being NFTs? On our Twitter feed, I'm actually just going to post something now. You can do it on there, because that's the more appropriate than to do it here, because it's not something I advertise to people, so I don't want to take up their time doing something. So, oops. I'm just going to put this on Twitter. Hey, NFT, NFT artists, drop your NFT or work in progress here. We'd love to showcase the best one. There we go. So I'm going to tweet that out right now. I think it's Ibrahim. I think I got your name right there. That's the NG. And you can go over to our Twitter. You'll have to join us and follow us to do that. And then you can just you go into the comments and then you add it there. And I think that we can take him off now. Yeah. Unpin from profile. Beautiful. Great. Yeah, you're welcome. Anybody else got any questions? Adi, have you got any questions? Because I think you get it. Well, you're snowboarding, and I think getting pictures of the snow, pictures of the snowboarding, I think that'd be really fun. Great party, says Kelly. Thanks, guys. We're going to sign off from here unless anybody's got any questions. And otherwise, we will see you anon. And remember, got till midnight Pacific to buy one of our NFTs, go through the process, get the 30% discount, which means when we actually fully launch tomorrow, you've already got a 30% increase in the value of your holding. And the more utility we add, the more we do, the more we're dedicated really to getting keeping the value going with
there's so much more to come. We've got plans.
We got plans. I mean, one of our goals is that our NFTs will eventually be worth $1 million. So but we're always going to be making sure that we also have collections for people to just get started too. Like we don't want it to be elitist, but Awesome, guys. Thank you so much for listening. It's been great, and we'll see you in the airways. Thanks so much for those of you who've already put in offers for the, I can see them coming in for the NFTs. Just a reminder that 30% discount disappears at midnight. So you're going to want to get onto that right now, because for some of you, it might take a couple of hours for the funds to transfer, and you don't want to miss out on that. Awesome. Thanks, guys. Yes, I will. I'll check Twitter for sure. Bye, guys.
Bye, guys. Thank you.